Okay, so for Jack, are you on the right path with your business? And if so, why hasn't the money started flowing easily? What we're doing here on this planet, what we're doing here on this earth isn't as easily measured as just money. And when we try and measure our worth or measure what we're doing or measure our purpose by only money, the universe sometimes puts roadblocks in our way. And sometimes it's, are you really wanting to do what this is that you feel like pursuing? Are you really meant to do what you're pursuing? And we think, oh, if we don't see a quick result financially, then we're off track. That's not necessarily the case, but we could be getting deeper lessons ourselves before we're going forward. And that's very much how it feels. We're going to go in and look at this. So we're going to see what the cards have to say on this. Okay, here we go for Jack. Sometimes in the meantime, between point A and B, there's a little space in time. It is a navigating of a labyrinth, so to speak, that's coming through. All right. Okay, so the spiritual lesson you have coming through is Justice and the Hierophant, the Queen of Swords, about being logical and cutting something away. So being practical, cutting the nonsense out is what she's all about. She's also one that says cut the emotion out of this. Use your emotion to your advantage in your business, but don't measure your worth by somebody else's measuring stick is what I'm getting. And by an external measuring stick does not serve you to do so, okay? We have here the Four of Cups. You're refusing to see a gift that's coming through. Now, I know we have to, we all have to pay rent and eat in this world. We do have to do that. But there's something deeper going on here for you. And the Four of Cups, you're refusing to see some emotional lesson that you are meant to be learning. I'm getting the fact that you are trying to gain balance as a teacher coming through here. The Hierophant is the teacher. You've got the keys. You've got the ways to go forward. But you're learning to balance something. You have to learn balance as a teacher if you want to teach a certain principle, and it will be tested over and over again. It'll be tested more than just one occasion. And then we have the Three of Cups and the celebration and the lifting things off. There's something about this lesson for you that's coming in as the spiritual lesson of learning to celebrate yourself, learning to understand the emotional component and how to measure it accurately, not just emotion from, oh, well, if I'm making a bunch of money in return, that means I'm doing a good job. Somebody could be doing something that is not their purpose, not rewarding, and making a shit ton of money. We've all seen people doing this. Not operating from survival and urgency. Big lesson you're learning, and you're learning to teach. Yeah, you're meant to learn to teach, honey. This balance and learning to teach is huge. And when I get this, there's just strong connections, strong tethers to something in the past, and it feels like past life more than in your personal past of this go around on the planet. This comes through big. It's like you were given, you were given instructions on how to do this and how to be patient with yourself and learn something well within your core before you can teach it. This is something that you were given instructions to do or given a heads up volunteering to do. You have the keys within to do this. It's going to take a little bit of a test of faith is what I'm getting. You help women in trauma and inflammation through Reiki and astrology and nervous system regulation. That's great. This is, you're not off course. Jack, you're not off course. The way you're teaching people to heal and to regulate in all of this and to regulate anxiety, sometimes we have to regulate through the meantime. Sometimes we have to regulate through this weirdo period where we feel like nothing's happening or things aren't going our right way. And the getting centered within ourself is going to be the challenge here. Now, I'm going to flip the cards. I'm recording this now, but I'm going to get into the texture tarot and see what else we're seeing here. But it feels like you're definitely meant to be teaching right now. Texture Tarot, 2 decks. I want to see what's going on. Okay. I'm going to set this up like a box 9. Yeah, okay. All right. So part of the reason I'm drawn to the textured tarot is because it's not just about color. We look at things and we think chakras and we think color and we think all of these pretty things, but there's also a feel, a flavor, and a texture. Very much is why we're trying to get through on this deck. There's more to it. There's something that evokes a feeling, a certain kind of a feeling that needs to be evoked and remembered. Gift coming through here. This is the Two of Swords, and it's a gift. It's a gift. What do I do? What do I do? The indecision and the gift of sitting still for a moment and then making the choice. Queen of Swords will know this. If you feel in alignment, if you feel good about the work you're doing, continue pursuing. It's not going to be measured in the same way. It's a different kind of work. It's like you could go into a factory and punch a clock. You could go and do, retail work and be the cashier and be on somebody else's dime, but you're creating something a little bit different. You're doing something a little bit different, and it's important to continue. Here we're seeing you have to make the choice. The Empress is over here. The Empress is over here. On this side in the past, the Empress needs to know her power. Just because everything doesn't grow overnight doesn't mean the Empress doesn't know how abundant she is. And then the Knight of Wands, the desire to charge forward and the inspiration to move forward coming through very, very strongly. Now in the top row of the box 9, sorry, we're trying to get this. I'm trying to get this so you can see it on the tube later. Top row, we got this coming across. This is the new business, new start, new idea, new inspiration for work and family. Yes, yes, yes. Again, confirming. Two of Cups, perfect partnering coming up. There is something about you meeting yourself right now that is really, really good. And then here we have the Three of Wands, the be patient, be patient. And this is giving us triangle shape, yoni shape, that kind of shape. There is a portal, a divine feminine portal that opens for many of us. And this is just at the beginning. Some of us are very impatient about this, but this is what's starting to happen. The world itself is shifting. The world itself is honoring the Empress a little bit more. It is like we have to make new choices in order to pursue this. We have the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and then here, the Six of Swords. What we're seeing is we're looking to build something that is monetary, building business success, all of that kind of stuff. Knight of Swords is telling us to charge forward with integrity, with truth, not recklessly, but with our truth, honoring our truth, honoring our truth. And then here, the Six of Swords, leaving the rough waters for smooth. Now I'm going to flip the camera down here so you can see what's going on for a minute. Right here, this way, we've got the Ace of Wands and the Six of Swords. What I'm getting in my head is the typical Rider-Waite visual of this is somebody in the boat being pushed off the rough water and going towards the smooth. And this is coming through as if it's the ferryman's pull or the leverage point, the new business point, leveraging yourself forward for bigger growth than you anticipate. The business, the thing that you're doing for your business and the way you're learning to teach and all of this, it's bigger than just the money, and it's bigger than just the result that you would get back that you can measure on paper. You are to continue forward with this. You are meant to be doing this. There's no doubt about it. You're meant to be doing this. It's going to build something over time. You're measuring by finance always is going to throw you into a space of worth, of enoughness, all of these old kinds of questions, old kinds of ways of doing that sometimes we get from very, very early on. Measuring from that way is always going to take you to old wounds. What else do you need to know? Because we all want to have our energy rewarded financially. That's not a wrong thing to want. We all want our energy rewarded financially. However, think of this in long-term, extended long-term, like you are clearing something big, and know that you are doing what you're supposed to be doing as a teacher in this lifetime, and it's to bring balance, not just to your business or to others, but to your own soul's growth, and that takes time. Hard to continue to stay motivated. Maybe part of the lesson as well. Sometimes we like to do the shiny new thing and it's really, really fun, and then we get bored and we're like, okay, this has lost its luster. Maybe it's not about just staying motivated. It's about this deeper, deeper lesson that you keep coming up against, measuring the worth, measuring the value, measuring the enoughness. This is how the soul is reflecting to you. It doesn't mean you can't change something about your business or an aspect of your business that is more exciting to you. It doesn't mean that you're doing it for nothing. It doesn't mean that. I just get that you are measuring wrong, baby. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Your measurement creates the burden. It creates some kind of deception. And you need to learn the lesson of patience. Everything in this line is going backwards, but this is what it is. You're learning the lesson of patience. This is why I like to have duplicate imagery. You're waiting for your ship to come in. And part of that is understanding that you've laid down the good things. When somebody shows the merchant on this card and they've sent the ship out, they've done what they need to do to create their plans. They're waiting for the ship to bring the goods in or bring what is next in, but there's a waiting period of time. This is be patient, be patient. Six of Pentacles coming through. Again, a card of balance. This is huge. Yeah, this is a big lesson for you on learning give and take, learning charity with self. This is big. And this is a way that, are you the beggar? Are you the pauper? Or are you the goddess? Sometimes when we don't get what we think is the accurate measurement quick enough, we start thinking like we're poor little match girl kind of energy. And it's goddess learning a lesson energy is what's coming up. Knight of Wands coming through again. Also, look at this. Look at this. You are meant to continue to charge forward with inspiration. Just because you have moments where you feel stale doesn't mean to quit, doesn't mean to stop. Just like when artists, they do something and they're creating their picture and maybe they screw up something and they're like, then they take artistic license and create something a little bit different, a little bit more beautiful than what they envisioned originally. Allow this to happen. Allow the process to happen. Sun card comes up on this. Sun card coming in very, very strong for you. This is how you are meant to go. Don't abandon yourself because you aren't seeing what you think is the accurate measure. Don't abandon, don't forget yourself. And we do go through times in our spiritual growth where we're learning and it takes us a little bit of time and where we have doubt or we doubt ourselves. And we're like, yeah. And this is about remembering and reclaiming. Okay. All right. Lucy's in the house. Lucy's one of my guides. You know this, Jack. She's in the house and she's showing me the Ace of Wands card again. And she's got like what looks like a walking stick. It's this Ace of Wands. And she's like tapping it on the ground. What's going on with that? Declare for self and reclaim. Declare for yourself and reclaim. She's giving me declare for herself and reclaim. That's what she's saying. Declare for herself and reclaim. Remember who you are, child. Remember who you are. Reclaim, reclaim, reclaim. To declare and reclaim is a huge act of faith, act of trust, and also an honor of self. Declare for yourself and reclaim. You are the teacher, my child. You are the teacher. It doesn't mean, teachers don't ever know everything. They're always asking more and more questions. If you're the teacher, you're also the student. Declare for yourself and reclaim. If you are the teacher, you are also the student. Time to ask more questions. And reclaim is honor this part of the process. Honor who you are right now. Honor the experience. It's not just a quick flash result. Honor this. Cut away what is the wrong way to measure. Go deeper, go deeper. There is something trying to rebalance and it is a karmic big lesson. Yeah, that's what I've got. Anything else? Don't you dare abandon this or abandon yourself on this. And don't think that you have been forgotten or abandoned. Those issues of abandonment, wounds of abandonment that will come up, they are echoed in how you proceed and how you operate. If you think that, well, this isn't working, this isn't working, this isn't working, don't give up. You are leaving the rough waters for smooth and you are pushing off this reclaiming that staff that I told you was like the ferryman staff. You are still working your way out of some of the rougher waters, even though you've got peace and peaceful waters in sight. You are still declaring this. So that's what I've got. That feels very complete. Wow, very, very beautiful. Don't you give up, honey. Don't you give up. All right, I'm going to get some water, and then I guess we've got Jen on the list, so just 1 second. And I think that's our Jen. Yep, feels like the universe abandoned me. You needed this. Yeah, you are not abandoned. Impatient, sure. Abandoned, never. So, okay. All right. Jen R. Jen for a full. Woo woo. Okay. Jen R. Jen for a full. Really? Really? Now, Jen used to always get the Deviant Moon, but today you're getting the Ehrenberg Jen for a full. Hey there. All right. This is a different kind of imagery. I was surprised by this deck, but that's where we're going. The Ehrenberg for Jen for a full. Okay. this down this way. Put this down this way. Okay. Yeah, we're going to start with the Australian layout. You guys know how I like to lay out the 10 that way. Wow, something big is going on, that luck is changing, fortune is changing for you. Big time changes, relationship growth is coming in super, super strong. Really strong. You got the Two of Wands here, the Lovers here, the Wheel of Fortune here. You got the Page of Wands here, something new, a new energy, a new push forward, a little bit of new swing. Revival of something is what I'm getting. This is something that's very interesting. Renewed excitement is what's coming through. Big messages of renewed excitement. And how do you want to do that? This is in the challenge position, but the how, it feels like it's getting in your way. Don't let it get in your way too much. Just start enjoying and experiencing. Sharing that excitement again together will be really, really good for you. That's what we're getting right here. We're going to go forward with subconscious and conscious. Subconscious, conscious. Wheel of Fortune and the balancing. You're feeling this. A lot of us are going to feel this. The justice and the balancing of the scales, the karmic lessons and stuff coming through are huge. You've got Wheel of Fortune, justice, and strength going on. Strength is in the recent past. This is learning to follow the nudge. Huge, huge, huge. The environment around you right now. The Magician. Oh my gosh. This is about manifesting, maneuvering, and a little bit of how you shift out of manifesting, maneuvering, and manipulation. And manipulation people think is bad, bad, bad. The Magician's bad when he pulls a trick on somebody and he doesn't declare that he's going to pull a trick. We all like seeing the magic show because we know the Magician's going to trick us. We know this. The Magician's going to surprise us, delight us, and do what seems impossible. It feels like the nitty-gritty and knowing how the trick is done is sometimes frustrating to you, but there's a choice going forward. Hangman. There's a shift in perspective that needs to happen. Queen of Swords is the outcome, and King of Pentacles for the future coming up. This is something that is coming up. I read this as King. It says Page. I'm still reading it as King. This is saying Page. It might take a little bit of time. This is the one that I call the Batman card, but King of Pentacles is coming in stronger. And I don't know why it's to do with this Lover's card. Something that you're setting up. Jen, what I'm getting here is very, very, very much the imagery, Rider-Waite imagery of all the stacked coins. You see them in the 8, but I'm also getting the King on the throne. This is something stacking up, saving for something. This is something big. Evaluating what you want to do, where you want to go, and the Queen of Swords needs to make some choices. Let's see what else is going on. Same deck, second deck. Ehrenberg, let's see what's going on. And I want to go across this. So we're going to see what's going on right here. Yeah, there's very... This is what you need to get clear on. There's clarity in your mind, what you want to do going forward, where you want to explore going forward is coming up. Very, very clear eyes is what you're needing to have, what you need to fine tune. Now let's see what else is going on here. What's going through? And it feels like it's going through at a sideways angle. I need to move this way and zipper it through. It's coming through at a very weird angle. Steep, like rapid, like, you know, when you're driving your car and you go downhill really, really fast and it's like, okay, you better slow it down. Steep. Some kind of new start coming in really, really big. Okay. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm just going to, yeah. Something's going to speed up big, 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 big. Huh? Oh, okay. Yeah, you are stacking. Okay, it's coming in steep, steep, steep. And look what we got the repeat of. The Fool is starting something, and this Two of Wands, partnering and planning. You know what this is. Is there life beyond where you're at right now? You're creating a new plan to expand the horizon, and it's huge for you right now. Huge, huge, huge. Then what do we have? Oh, Two of Cups, slinging right across the Lover and the Magician. Very, very big. How do you partner what you're doing in your business with what you're doing in your relationship? King of Swords wanting to come up. This is something... This steep incline, and you know King of Swords for me comes in as a 3-month indicator. It feels like all summer you're on high-speed learning curve, honey. So if you need to pump the brakes a little bit or coast, don't add more speed, don't add more fuel to the fire on this at all. It's like vroom, coming in hot. Yeah, like yeah, you know what I'm referencing. The Dirty Dancing commercial where the couple is doing the moves from the Dirty Dancing show and the wife comes in hot. Yeah, she's coming in hot. This is how it's feeling, like everything that you're doing is coming in hot. It's going to be intense. And Buckle Up Buttercup is right. Yeah, coming in hot. Shoom. And, you know, I had the time of my life, blah, 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 lyrics for that song. This is a memorable chunk of time for you. Epic, memorable time for you coming forward the next 3 months. Epic, memorable summer. This is a huge, huge summer. You regain balance on something, the perspective that shifts, you regain the balance on that. And then here we have Ace of Pentacles coming in. And again, stacking the rewards, stacking the rewards, stacking the rewards. It's big. It's big. There is some change afoot that you are trying to create that's really, really good. It's going to come in very steep. Zoom. You're still working on this. What else? Same deck, third deck. What else do you need to know going forward? Whatever you're doing in your business, keep your relationship with work and business balanced with relationship. It needs to be more balanced than what it has been. And I think you're learning some lessons on that. You don't need a sermon or a lecture on that, but allow yourself to have some time where you're coming in hot. Allow yourself to have some time where new messaging, new explorations, new experiencing is coming in for you. Allow play and fun and fire and all of that stuff to exhaust you. I don't want to get myself banned or bananaed or whatever, but it's time to tango is what I'm getting. It's time to tango. Anything else that she needs to know? There's going to be huge relief in that. I don't know why. There's huge relief in the tango time. That's what I can tell you. The Fool's coming in with the Knight of Wands, wanting to charge forward, charge forward, charge forward. Yeah, this is coming in hot, needing to charge forward, needing to balance. Anything else? What does she just need to know individually for the next week or so? Can we just get 5 cards to calm down? Okay, cool down, calm down. A little bit of balance of the heat and the cool. A little bit of balance transmuting. You know how that goes. You know how to do that. There's that fucking king. I told you he was stacking coins, stacking coins, stacking coins. There's death and transformation. For who? Oh, for the fucking lovers. That's who. There's what you choose, who you choose as heart's desire is what you need to honor. And this starts with honoring. Self-transformation is huge. It needs to be done in a way that is enjoyable, fun. Like being in the garden and having fun. What else? The next week. Allow the transformation. Allow the transformation. One chapter to close, another chapter to open. Yeah. You've got the Fool's New Start twice on this. So it's like there's something about this. Yeah. 2 fools in love. Yeah. This is what needs to be. All right. What else do you need to know? Girl, I don't know the last time you went dancing, but it feels like going dancing would be good. Going out, getting, even if it's just you under the stars with your sweetie and you're just dancing to the radio or your phone playing songs or whatever. It's something. Sway with me is coming through. Under the stars. Yeah. This is what I'm getting. Yeah. The song Sway is coming through. That's what I've got. I don't know what is going on, but that is what's going on. So, what you need to do is get out under the stars barefoot and dancing and swaying with your baby. And that's what it feels like needs to happen. A remembering of something in the way you connect. A remembering of that is huge for you. Then make your plans going forward because it is going to be coming in hot, epic hot for you. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with it, but that's what's going on. Remember the joy of the sway. Yeah, that song is playing really loud. Yeah, Sway with Me is coming through strong, strong. I think that there might be anxiety and worry about something that you need to let go, and you kind of know that. It's like a maybe a little bit of a default that you need to let go. If you've been talking about more adventure and you're doing really well, bud, let's see if I can get that, but need more meow time. Yeah, yeah. Tango, heed the sheets. You know what I'm talking about. Till you're exhausted. Pay attention to what the rabbits do. Yes, this is what I'm saying. That's as much as I'm getting, but yeah, it would be a good thing to remember. Yeah, that was a really, really fun one. And sometimes we get so weighted down by the world and the craziness of the world, we get a little too heavy. And you're not doing anything particularly wrong. Just yeah, remember what the rabbits do. And dancing under the moonlight is great for you. Love that for you. All right, I'm going to get some water. That's awesome. Super awesome. Work's been crazy. Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. Work's been crazy. It's time to wrap it. It definitely is. It is. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's like, sometimes it just feels like your birthday suit gets put on right for the first time after a long time. It's like, ah, yeah, this is how my body's supposed to feel. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. All right. Kim says, as someone who's raised rabbits, she's over there laughing her socks off. That's great. Yeah. Okay. All right. And Kim, let me know if there's something next on the list or what's going on, and we'll go from there. So, all right. Awesome. You are so, so welcome, Jen. So welcome. I love that for you. Yeah. List is clear. Okay. Let's do a collective. We're going to go to the Lisbon Tarot. This one I'm kind of new with. But we're going to go to the Lisbon Tarot for the collective and see what's going on. For the collective, what do we need to know? What do we need to see? Okay. What I'm getting down here is something about sitting with the secret, sitting with the knowledge, sitting with it, and being well with it for a while. It feels like around us there's a lot of anxiety and stress, but be with whatever this is, this interior side of self, the inner knowing. Even though there's trickiness around. Anxiety, excitement, it does feel like the vibration is amped up a little bit. Sit with it. Be as still as you can. Slow down. Be still when you can. Don't be overly agitated. This is coming through as agitation. Anxiety and agitation. And these two are saying, slow down, be still, change perspective. Transformation is happening. Death card here. And the King of Pentacles again. There is so much, guys, there is more flavor on this than you even know. It's like an investing in self that is coming through really, really strong, and there's big reward. It's taking time to do it. It is like building the savings account slowly, 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 but over a period of time, you build something that's quite substantial. And this is the knowing that that's what you're doing, the knowing that you're investing in self, investing in soul, investing in what it is that matters to you in the slow and mundane ways. Really interesting. Okay, what else do we need to know coming through? The King of Pentacles wants to come through and say, just because the Knight of Pentacles is slow does not mean that he's off track, doesn't mean he's not on course, doesn't mean he's not prepared. He's doing what he is prepared to do and knowledgeable. He's on purpose. And this is King of Pentacles really wanting to honor when we are in that Knight of Pentacles phase, coming through quite strongly. Why we're doing it. We've got the Two of Wands coming through here. This is the plan and preparation, and is there life beyond where we are? There's this longing and this yearning for expansion that comes through. The yearning for what is ideal or the grail, and learning to ride for ourselves, huge with this one. And that we've set things up and been through quite a lot, but we're still standing strong. Some of us are feeling a little bit beaten up at this time, and it is not the time to worry. It's to remember how far we've come, to ride for ourselves, and to recognize that there is life out there. There is something bigger going on. Now, I want to get the same deck, second deck, see what's coming through on this. Instead of having these agitations and irritants coming through, be very aware. Is there one more? There is. Oh! Look! Look, look, look! Oh, guys! Guys! I'm tickled. I'm just tickled on this. Look, look, look. Okay, so what we're seeing here is the Ace of Pentacles coming through. The big reward, the big gift, but it starts out small, right? This is just a number one. It starts out small. The Page of Pentacles, bringing something forward, an offering. And this is the student that knows, if I can pick up the darn card, and that is ready to be a little bit more of the main character in their own life, to recognize their role in what they're doing and recognize the importance of it going forward. King of Pentacles comes through again. You guys know how I feel about this. He's come through twice, guys. He really is talking to us and asking us to honor this that we're doing. Honor what it is that's the daily grind that's important. Honor the details, honor the mundane. Don't think yourself small because you're starting something. Don't think yourself small with your gift. You're planting seeds. Just like any farmer would do to plant the seeds. This is what we're doing. And then this remembering our own quest for the Grail, for what brings us happiness. And the Ace of Cups is coming in strong, strong, strong. There is overflowing love around us. We get anxious and irritated. When we get that energy, we need to shift out of it. Shift our perspective. Take a moment to step back, to switch it up, to look from a different viewpoint, to look from a different lens. This is huge, huge, huge coming through. Huge coming through. Look through a different lens. We are being asked to do this and to invest in self, invest in self, invest in self. That's what I've got going on. That's complete, guys. The nails are mesmerizing. Thanks. Yeah, my gal did a little bit of ombre on there. It was really fun. Super fun. Thanks, Cammie. But yeah, that's what I've got. Guys, we're doing so much better than we realize. Just to get through the daily grind right now in Earth School is really, really hard. But we are doing great, great, great. Cammie's on the study break. Yeah, take a moment. Take a step back. It's really, really good. You're welcome, Steph. You're welcome. Phil's coming home a little later today, and that's my husband. He's coming home, and he said he might be up for a show, so I don't think it's 50-50. It might be 70-30 odds, fingers crossed, because it's always fun when he's here. So if he's here, we'll do it. I don't know if we'll do it tomorrow or Friday or what, but we'll be throwing cards and playing again. I hope. So I'm going to try and be a little bit pushy on that and tell him, baby. Tell him, hey, let's take a look at this. But yeah, that's what we got going on. Yeah, he's doing pretty good today. I've heard from him a couple of times, and yay! So, all right. So, okay, let me get a little bit of water, and we'll see. I think the list is clear, but if you want to get on the list, you guys know how. Here's the blah, 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 blah. There we go. And I've got some other decks that I can show you cards, but I'm not going to show. Oh, thanks. It says free mom hugs. Definitely, definitely. It is Pride Month. I do have the Pride deck. We can look at that, and I'll show you a few cards from there. But I don't want to do it so much that TikTok says, okay, we're going to not show your show. Because they did that the other day when I was showing you guys cards from a deck I had bought. And I'm like, dude, I think it's because I'm not in their super fund, however they want to do it. But I was going to show you guys this. This is the Pride deck. And it has all kinds of different artists doing things. Here's the Six of Cups. Pretty traditional, really sweet. Here's the Justice. And it will name the artist also. So it's an interesting one to have in the collection. It shows things a little bit differently than what you might think. This is the Knight of Cups. I like that it has different art from many, many artists. But I'll show some more a little bit later so that it doesn't think I'm trying to sell you tarot cards. I do readings on TikTok. I don't sell tarot cards. And somebody that might sell tarot cards and just do a flip for a yes, a flip for a no, a flip for a yes, I would like to see them do more readings. So if you have people that you follow that are doing that, let them know to do more readings. The world needs all kinds of readers reading tarot. And that would be a great thing. It doesn't mean that I think they can't read. It means they need to help add, not just sell what is the beginning deck, but show people, hey, this is how we do tarot readings. And their way of reading would be totally different than the next guy. It's as authentic as our voice or our fingerprint. That's what I've got going on. And I would love to see a little bit more of that. You need to get out of your head and go live more. Why not? Why not? Our head gets in our way so often. So often. Okay, Carol Ann for a pinch. Let's do it. Now, the pinch isn't on my menu little board that I put it on, but I'm going to have to do it, I think. Maybe I'll need to make a new sign. So what do I think of readers putting multiple decks into one for a reading? You know what? I think that's just fine. I mean, look. Would I ever be against people doing multiple decks? There's some decks that I love, certain ways they've illustrated the Two of Cups or the Hermit or the Strength different. So I don't think that's a wrong thing. I think you can create your own deck. You can put whatever decks you want into the reading and do it that way. But I think tarot is different than Oracle for sure. And however their spirit feels called to read is how they should be doing it. So that's it. I don't run the universes. I'm a bossy old cow, but I don't run the universe. It's not my job to tell them how to do it. If that's how they are feeling called to serve spirit, to connect with spirit, and to get whatever coming through as the message, then good for them. And that's just fine. That is just fine. All right. So the pinch. Hang on. Okay, Carol Ann for a pinch. 100% please love you, man. I love you, Steph. I miss you. I wish you lived close. And you don't live very far. It's just, okay, guys, just heads up. Steph lives in a town where my sister lives, actually. And she's probably 45, maybe 50-minute drive from here. But it feels like epic long because we have to go around this big mountain. She used to live in the town that I live in. Steph does. And she lives in the town with my sister, also named Steph. So, yeah, really funny. It means I need to get my butt down there a little bit more, doesn't it? All right, for Carol Ann, the pinch. Where are we at the junk store now, Carol Ann? Okay, we're going to take a look at what's going on here. Oh, whoa. Dragging the moon. All right, let's see what's going on. All right, we've got what's coming through here as the green flower, and then this was dragging the moon. After I had sprinkled them, the ribbon that was in there was pulling this along. This is something about following heart's desire, so hopefully you can see this well enough. I'm going to try and get this so you can see it pretty good. But you've got here the green flower. We're in heart chakra land. Whenever we're in green, this is also a time for growing, and this is time for expansion. And this green flower isn't coming through so much as a bloom as it's coming through like the clover in the Lenormand cards. That's what it's coming through as. Even though it's not clover shaped, that's what it's coming through as. It's coming through as a pinch of luck coming your way, dragging a little luck with you through the season. And it feels like through this month. Also, we're getting something about this month and beginning of July. I'm getting a date here. Something this like a little bit of extra luck going your way through July 10th. I don't know what that's about. And I give dates as I feel them. You'll know better than I will. I don't know what's going on with this, but this is like a little bit of extra luck. Somebody giving you a little bit of 4-leaf clover. Look for things to be lucky between now and July 10th for you. Don't know what that's about. That's exciting, but this is what's going on. Okay, back down to the charms. 1 second. We got the owl here. And this is like wisdom, knowing and checking things with a little bit of playful energy. You know, in the song, Who Let the Dogs Out? Who? I made a funny, what do you call it? I left a message for my husband and he made it into a ringtone, and it's who. This is your heart saying who. Heart having fun. Again, the arrow directing you to the heart, You've been a little bit top heavy coming up here. This is the purple. This is usually crown chakra indication, but these double moons, you're meant to be more playful, more engaged, and more grounded right now than what you have been. The top heavy will return. You've got the arrow here and you've got the arrow here. It's so interesting with the charms. Sometimes we get doubles or triples of certain things, which there's over 300 charms in my little box. So the fact that you're getting double of the same thing, the universe is trying to direct you to your heart, direct the spiritual stuff to your heart's desire, to the nature of that first. You've got the tricky rabbit here coming through. Let me look at this. We've got tricky rabbit coming through, and we've got the wiener dog coming through. This is the wiener dog, or the one that's more grounded dog. I don't know if you can see it, but I've got tricky rabbit energy coming through. And it's what I thought it was when I first saw it. I don't know if you can see it clearly. But this is like the basset hound, dachshund hound, that kind of thing. Getting grounded is the thing that needs to happen. Getting grounded I'm getting tricky rabbit coming through. There's the rabbit right there. You got to slow it down, and go back to the heart's desire. There's the rabbit right here. I'm going to see if I can show it to you. There's the rabbit right there. And this is one that kind of makes me think of the Alice running late. You see his ear is kind of cocked a little bit sideways, and like, what's going on? You got to slow it down. You can't do everything all at once. This is coming through very strongly. You can't be here, there, everywhere. Slow the hell down. Slow down. You can't be so scattered. Slow it down. The arrow is saying focus is required. You've got 2 arrows. Focus is required. It wants you to go to your heart. Focus is required. If you're doing 15 things in a day, you need to slow it down. You need to slow it down to like 5. This is big. Not sure what's up with that, but it's definitely requiring that. Okay, now we're going to go back down to the charms and see what's going on. See a few more of what's going on for you. We got the sun, the orange, and then here we've got this. Oh, Okay. All right. We've got here how you create, right? The orange and the juice. If you squeeze something, what do you get out of it? If you put pressure on orange, what do you get? Orange juice. That's how we're wired. So when you spend more time in your heart's desire and spend more time in that love energy of what that is, that's when pressure is on, that's what's going to come out. It's why you need to honor your heart's desire more. It keeps you in better alignment. It's why you need to return to it. And you need to be putting more light on speaking your truth. A little bit more of boundaries would be good for you right now. This would be really good for you. And staying grounded, also very, very important. That's what I'm getting through this. You got a whole lot of bossing going on. Anything else? Yeah. This violet. Okay, we're going back to this one so you can see. This comes through as forget-me-not flowers. You know how this one came through and reminds me four-leaf clover, and it's not the green flower. This comes through and it's not like lilacs, it's not like whatever. If it came through and it had the lilac feel, I'd tell you, but this is forget-me-not. This is where you're running around doing for everyone but yourself. Forget me not. This is yourself trying to give a shout out saying, remember yourself, remember yourself, remember yourself. Forget me not. Speak your truth a little more clearly. Understand the desires of your heart in order to do that. That's important. That's where the arrow is trying to point you back to your own heart. Yeah, that's what I've got. Anything else? No, that's complete. That's complete. That's what I got. All right. We're going to put it back in the charms box. And you guys have seen, I mean, this thing is like, what are the odds of getting two of the same charm coming through? Like getting 2 arrows on this, big important. 2 moons on this, big important. So yeah, very, very big important for you to do that. So that's what I got. You are so welcome, honey. You are so welcome. That was an easy peasy, pretty direct read. So no problem at all. Okay. Yeah, I love when they just come through and boom, boom, boom. And the forget-me-nots, I am the one that put those in the windows and did forget them, and they died, and I felt really, really bad. But they are beautiful. But yeah, that's what came through. All right. So do we have anything else on the list right now? We can see what's going on. Oh, my phone is being weird. Oh, it's doing the puzzle thing. 1 second, guys. There we go. Oh, come on. Try it again. Try it again. There we go. Okay. All right. The list is open, honey. The list is open. So if you want to get on the list, I would love it. This is what I'm doing today. And this is how you pay. And let Kim know which kind of read, because she helps me keep things straight. But yeah, this is the list, and this is what's going on. You're hosting Divination Circle at the Frog on Saturday if I'm interested. Wow, that could be very fun. Oh, Saturday is Parade of Homes. Also, if you're in Utah, that's really fun. I'm going to go check that out with my daughter. So yeah, it could be a very busy Saturday. We'll see how things are going. But yeah, that would be very fun. Divination Circle at the Frog. What time is that, Steph? Is that at like 6? What does the year ahead of consist of? Les, what I do for the year ahead is usually 2 cards in the middle, sometimes 3, all the months around, and then clarifiers as they come. So it's usually 12 to 15 at the base, and then when we go through, and it's usually 2 or 3 decks that I'm throwing, and it takes about 10 minutes. It's a good read. It's like one of my most popular reads. So it'll tell you what's going on. And as the clarifiers come through, you don't really ask a question, but as the clarifiers come through, you'll see. And if you see duplicate imagery, because I might use like double or triple decks, like this one that I just read, you can see that there's different colors on the edges. It's because I have 3 of these decks. So if I'm doing the year ahead, I'll do a doubles or triples if I can. So you did the reading back in April and you loved it. Good. 4 to 6 or 7. Okay. At 7, you start paying 9. Okay. Yeah, if I feel like I can pull that off, I will. I've got plans to do the Parade of Homes, and that's what I know I'm doing so far, but I don't know what time. And my sister, the one that I mentioned before, she's coming down to do Parade of Homes with me and my daughter, so should be pretty fun. Yeah, year ahead is recorded. I record the whole show and then post it to the tube later, and so you can always go back and look at it later. So yeah, but it's recording now. So it's recording and it's on the tube under the same name, Feisty Butterfly. So that's what we got here. So yeah. Thank you for posting that, Krista. Yeah, it should be lots of fun. It should be way lots of fun. And if you haven't been in before or seen all the cards, you guys know I love tarot. Most of you have seen this shot, blah, 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 all the cards, blah, 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 all the time. I love me some tarot. You're going to pay for a year ahead on PayPal. Okay, great. And if you have a question, sometimes my iPad is a little slow. So if you have a question, you can either put it, well, year ahead, we don't generally ask a question. Never mind. But if you're getting a regular tarot reading and you want to ask a question for the mini or the full, then ask your question on that. But let me get some water and we'll do the year ahead. So let Kim know when you've paid for your read and then we'll just get into it. But I'm going to get a little water. Okay. Hydrated for the moment. So Madam X1. Yeah. Okay, double check. I don't know why Cash App is the Feisty Butterfly, $ the Feisty Butterfly. I don't know why it wouldn't be accepting. That doesn't make sense to me at all. Let me look and see what's going on. That's kind of wild. It should be accepting. So don't know what the deal is. Yeah. So let's try sending. Yeah, double check it's Feisty, Feisty, and I type that wrong myself all the time. So sometimes it's easy to get that misspelled, but Cash App is $, the Feisty Butterfly, and Venmo is the @ a Feisty Butterfly, and it's Feisty. And then PayPal is afeistybutterfly@gmail.com. So yeah. Yeah, the E before the I thing. I don't know why the spelling is so screwy on that. I don't really know why it's that way, but it is. So that's what's going on. So, okay. And then if you want to put your question in the chat, that would be great. And we'll just see what's going on. And let me see if I've got... Okay. So let Kim know once you've paid, and we'll just go with whoever's next. I don't know if it's Madam X or Les or who. So we'll see. So let Kim know. All right. And yeah, Phil is my husband, and he might be home, and he usually, if he's here, then he'll put the cards up really, really close. The angle's a little bit different, but we might be doing a show on Friday or Thursday. I don't know which, so we might do that. And I don't know if we'll be on in the evening or what, we'll see. But I'm going to try and talk him into having a show with me and doing that. So for Madam for the year ahead, we're going to do that one next because that one's came through, and then we'll do the next one after that. So for Madam for the year ahead, and I want to know, I see your payment that came through, Madam. I just want to see like the first name or the name to call you, or if you just want me calling you Madam X, that's fine. But let me take a look here because a different name came through. I've got 2 iPads and one of them responds a little quicker than the other, but that's the one that I'm recording the show with, right? So, okay. Goofy thing. Banter. Yeah, the banter is different when Phil is on because, every once in a while the New York birds come out and fly at my husband just for fun, just because he'll be busting my chops a little bit and I'll bust his right back. So that happens. So, okay. All right. And I don't know why it's not going. Okay. Okay. So that's what I'm getting, Rhonda. Okay. That's what I'm seeing too. Okay. All right. We're going to go into the year ahead for Rhonda. Just one second. We're going to the Good Karma Tarot for you. Now, don't underestimate how cute this is. Hey there, Susan. We are about to do a read for Rhonda, and it's the year ahead. And I have 2 of these decks. This one is a great one. I would highly recommend this one. I got it for when my niece was visiting. So I would have like a more kid-friendly type of deck. And oh my gosh, it does not pull any punches. So, okay, for Rhonda for the year ahead, let's see what's going on. Quick, brisk, what's going on? Quick, brisk. Okay. What we're getting in the center and what you'll be learning, we're getting the 4 of Swords, where you're usually shows somebody at rest, needing to retreat, needing to slow down, needing to get sleep. And then this one, the King of Cups, trying to balance. This one I call the Big Kahuna. He's the one that's trying to balance the waves and everything's going back and forth, and he keeps calm. He's very detached from emotions, but also very, very compassionate. So how do you do the emotional roller coaster without the drama? This is the lesson you're learning, and you need to pull back, pull back, pull back. So this is what's going on. Les, I'm going to be in these cards. If it's not working on Cash App, I don't know why that is. So if you want to try doing it differently, you can send it through Venmo or PayPal. But I'm going to be lost in these cards for Rhonda right now. So I'm not sure why there is such a thing going on. I don't know what the deal is. So, okay, we'll see what's going on. We want to start in the month of June and go forward this way. But there's a little bit of residual May coming in, a little bit of a residual May energy. So we're going to flip that one for May. What is this about? This feels like what has just transpired. Something about happy families, breakthroughs, generational legacy, inheritance, wealth, all of this coming through. This comes through sometimes when there's healing generational wounds that has come through also. But there's something about legacy and how you leave your mark coming through in the month of May. And Rhonda, this is important. This is something that you didn't know, but this is a gifting that's coming through to you. This is something, I don't even know for sure that this is coming through as a gifting of money. It feels like ancestral gifting trying to push you forward. I'm not sure what that's about, but that's what's coming through. Okay, we're going into June. Give me a second. Wow, June wants to kick out this way. The Magician in June. That's a great thing to see. All right, I'm going to flip this down so you can see. I won't be looking at the screen. I'm just looking at the cards now. Wow, okay, all right. July, hang on. July, August, September, October, November, coming through top of June. Oh my gosh, we got these two coming through. Wow, wow, wow. This one, everybody doesn't love this card except for me. I love this card. It's the beautiful disaster, and life always has some kind of huge improvement over that. It feels like there's something already manifesting that you are creating a breakthrough, not just breakdown, but a breakthrough. This is breakthrough. This is breakthrough in a big way. And this is when the universe serves up something a little bit different in December coming through. Huge, huge, huge coming up. All right, let's see what else is going on. January, February, March, April, and May. Okay. All right. Same deck, second deck going through. We got the Magician coming in May. Magician is very important as far as manifesting and knowing that we have all the tools in our backpack in order to do something. This is huge. The manifesting in May is significant. Be aware of what your thoughts are. Be very, very vigilant about what your thoughts are and attending them. And weeding out the negative thoughts and negativity is huge for you. What it is that you want to go forward with, you need to focus on strongly. You have all the tools to create. She's got all this creative artist type tools, pens and paintbrushes and all of this. What is it that you're picturing in your head, and how do you want to see it come forward? This is huge. This is June. This is huge, huge, huge energy. Huge coming for you. We've got July. July came forward with two cards. We've got the Page of Wands and the Three of Cups. Page of Wands is all this excitement and this messaging and where's the party and what do we want to do going forward. Huge, huge, huge. Experimenting, exploring, all of that with Page. And then celebrating self. This is what's going on in July. This is huge. That's accurate. The way you want to manifest and what you create, it feels like you're going to have people around celebrating and excited about what you're doing. You're inspiring some kind of action to move forward, to move forward, to move forward. Don't spread yourself too thin is what I'm getting on this. I'm not sure why, but in July, don't spread yourself too thin. All right, August, we got the Eight of Cups. Leaving something behind that doesn't feel satisfying anymore. Going towards something else. To me, this is a mini of the Hermit. I do want to clarify on this in August. Six of Wands. This is huge. This is a victory. What we're seeing here is a victory coming through with the Eight of Cups. You're leaving something behind. It's been a long time coming for you to leave a certain circumstance, situation, person, unfulfilling thing that you've waited and you've been patient and you've waited and you've been patient. But in August, you are really going your own way. And there's a huge victory. These people recognize this victory. These ones that are rooting for you, recognize it. Don't spread yourself too thin here. But don't deny what it is that's the truth of what you need to do to go forward in August. This is huge. Victory, victory, victory. You're getting, no wonder you got the roller coaster here. Because you're getting a little bit of Stop, start, not necessarily jerked around, but stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. You ever follow a driver that's going from red light to red light at about 90 miles an hour? There's no need to go pushing that hard. They're going to get to the next red light just as soon as the next guy. And you don't have to go 90 miles an hour. And there's going to be forces around you that feel like you need to go faster, faster, push, push, push. No, my friend, no. Slow it down. Reclaim, get centered, slow it down, slow it down. Literally, slow it down. Like when you're driving, slow it down. But overall, energetically, slow it the hell down. 9 of Wands coming in September. Standing strong, been holding on for a long time, setting new things up for self, and still having to be vigilant about something. If you've set a new boundary in place and walked away from a certain thing and walked towards something new, hold that boundary for self. It's huge, important for you. Huge. What else is going on in September? Okay, sweetie. In September, you're going to have all these limiting thoughts and beliefs and ways of thinking that you've just barely walked away from. They're going to still be a little bit lingering, and you need to not hold yourself hostage, not keep yourself stuck. You need to kick those sorts out of the way. So if something is coming up and it's like an emotional thing that's coming up, or a belief, and I frequently will say it's like believing that you're bad at math when you're not, that kind of thing. If it's a belief that you've held on to for a long time and you've just accepted it as true, it's probably not true. It's something that needs re-examined, or you wouldn't feel this stuck energy. There is a resilience in you that wants to come forward about re-examining the limiting beliefs and how you want to move forward. Hanged Woman. This is re-examining the limiting beliefs, changing the perspective, changing the view. A willing sacrifice of time to really thoroughly examine that. This could be something that is a shadow lesson where you believe you can or cannot achieve something, or something you've carried about what and who you are. But this feels like a big change in what is emotionally satisfying to you and a deeper understanding of self that's coming through here. This is huge for you. And this is like back to soul school in September for you. It's not back to school, it's back to soul school for you. All right, October, we got the Queen of Wands coming in. You betcha. You betcha. Queen of Wands knows the territory. She lets people come to her. When she goes into the room, it's like the party has arrived. Everybody's head just whips around and like, okay. People approach her. She is dynamic, exciting, inspiring. And people want to approach her. This is be mindful who you allow to be in your court, so to speak. Just because people want to approach the queen doesn't mean they get audience with her, okay? This is what's going on in September for you. It's very, very clear. The next month, we've got October, Queen of Swords. Now, air fuels the fire, right? This is the inspiration, There needs to be a certain sense of logic. Suffer no fools. Be careful who you give audience to. I don't say that very often, but I am saying it very directly and very clearly. In October and November, be careful who you give your time to, who you give audience to, who you give the time of day and patience to. Important, important. The Tower in December, I want to explore this. This one I love because it's the beautiful disaster. Everything gets blown to smithereens. And this is when the universe gives you a plot twist or a cosmic wrecking ball. All of that comes in here. And it feels like, sometimes it feels like hell. It's not fun to experience. But the other side of this thing is glorious. So let's see what's going on here. Oh, yes. We've got Justice and the King of Cups again. So this is what was crossing your path right in the center, right? When we see duplicate imagery, the universe is trying to give you a big lesson here. This King of Cups is no joke. It's balancing the emotions. Justice, there is something, whether it's legal or karmic, there is some kind of law that is being rebalanced for you. This is karmic lesson, rebalanced. No more roller coaster out of control, detaching from whatever was the painful and having the emotional balance and the emotional wherewithal to continue forward. This is what's happening. In January, when we're looking down here, January, whoa, oops, sorry, hang on. January's right here. And we have the Five of Coins, feeling like the poor little match girl. This feels like coming through an experience is difficult and feeling like you're the odd man out when you're not. You're not. It's just going to feel that way. And you need to figure out what this separation is about. Why are you choosing to go your own way? Because you know You have to go your own way with the mini hermit. This is typically shown with 1 or 2 people leaving the church, feeling like the outsiders. Sometimes this is a card where there is a separation of geography. Sometimes it's like a relationship separation, but there is a separation that is necessary for your soul to grow. And the people that are outside the church are making their choice, whether they want to go on their own path or not. And it is a very clear choice, a very clear thing that they need to separate and go their own way. And it's not so much loss and ruin and all of this that it's feeling, but feeling out in the cold is how you will probably feel. Let's look a little bit more for a clarifier on that. It's not going to stay that way forever. It's just whatever has been this up, down, bipolar roller coaster has been seen, spotted, and stopped now. It's time to get off of that in December, and you know it in January, and the choices are different. Cover your ass, sweetie. In January, this is cover your ass. Travel lightly. Take what is important to you. Whatever it is that's paperwork, documents, legal stuff, you have that in order. Have all the receipts, so to speak. Have it in order and travel lightly. This one is called the Sneaky Peek card by me. Sometimes it's like usually shown as somebody leaving the camp behind and taking 5 of the 7 swords with them. And they leave the other people that want to go out and fight, leave them to fight. But this person doesn't want any part of that anymore. So they're going to cover their own ass. Protect what is your priority. Big time with this card, okay? Big time. Coming up here, we're seeing the Hanged Woman. We saw this when you went to Soul School in September, and we're seeing it in February. The lesson completes. There's something going through, this perspective shift that has happened, this transition that is happening. It's going to be difficult. It feels like that you are leaving something behind that is a significant era or period of time, closing a chapter on a book, and it takes a little bit of work to do. That's what it feels like is going on. And it is a willing sacrifice, but it's important, really important for you. And don't worry that it feels like it takes a little bit more work or more effort. It will be in the rear view soon enough, but it feels like particularly December and January are hard. February, you're shifting your perspective and understanding that Soul School is more important than some of this other nonsense that you've tolerated, okay? Then we have March. This is a huge and beautiful card for March. This is the 4 of Wands. This is divine timing. Sometimes people call it the soulmate card, the 1111 card. It's a card about thresholds. It's a card about weddings, graduations, and births, and it's coming in March. It's so much like ready to be up in spring. So ready, so ready, so ready. 1111, synchronicity, coming through and moving through a threshold. Think about how you typically see them skipping across this pavilion and dancing through. It's like standing at the doorway and choosing to go forward. This is a big, big deal. March feels like a big month. Anything else from March? Ha-ha! Knowing the value of a love lost and reflecting on it and moving forward anyway and dreaming your dream again. That's what the Queen of Cups does. She brings balance. There's a balancing of this energy that was here before. And there's an ownership of your dream that's coming through. This is very interesting. There's an ownership. Now, this is the 3rd queen that's coming through. Huge, huge, huge in March. Reflecting on something, not wallowing in it, not doing drama and wallowing, reflecting on it and taking the lesson of love and moving forward anyway. April was seeing the Knight of Swords. This one shows he's ready to fight, but it doesn't have to be so. He's ready to charge, ready to go forward, but you have to pick up the sword and hold that truth. Usually we see the sword like he's brandishing the sword. The rider has this, and he's riding his horse so fast it's almost reckless. This is calling you into integrity. This is huge for you. It's almost direct opposite with on the table with the Queen of Swords. So whatever this truth is, where you suffer no fools, where you cut who or what needs to be cut, you're going to honor this again coming in April. We're back to May. There's a loss that will have happened. There's sorrow that will have happened. I want some clarifiers on April and May of next year going forward for you. Because there's still 2 cups remaining. The 2 cups are still standing. Not all is lost, okay? Okay, we've got the Chariot and the 4 of Cups coming up. Now, the Chariot and the 4 of Cups is huge. You want to move forward. You want to move forward. It feels like you are driving and operating different, driving and operating more balanced. 4 of Cups, refusing to see something. You have gone within a little bit. This card can be like moody, broody, and refusing to see what's going on. But it is also a card of reflective meditation where somebody goes within for purpose, which is what you're doing here. over and over and over again. Self-care needs to be made priority. You need to make yourself more priority as you're going through this shift. It is like you're learning to close out a chapter, a season, a cycle. Season is the wrong word. Cycle is the correct word. Cycle is the correct word. And this feels like it's coming through quite strongly for you, sweetie. That this has been reflective time. You're choosing self, and then you get to go forward. This is huge. Anything else she needs to know? Going back to this first deck that we had. And this is called the Good Karma deck. It all starts clicking in. Don't try and rush it. Don't try and rush it. It's going to click in, going to click in. Whatever this is that you're at the beginning stage of dreaming, continue pursuing this dream that is true to your heart, true to what you need in order to move forward. Ha ha ha. And then the keys are given. You have the key to do this. The Hierophant shows up when the teacher is here, student is here, promotions, job promotions, institutions and traditions are being expanded upon. And there was cards of separation in here before. There's other things of traditions that you're returning to. I'm getting the present, not as in time, but it looks like a gift. It looks like a gift that maybe was in the back of the car that got jostled around, and then the wrapping has been taped, and the wrapping has been taped, and blah, blah, blah. And you're almost worried that the gift inside is broken. And what I'm getting is like, think about a birthday present or a Christmas present that's wrapped, and somebody bothered to wrap it really pretty, but it got thrown into the back of their car, driven, bounced around. Now you don't even know if it's going to be intact. It will be intact. So this present that feels like it's been through a kerfuffle, it comes out and it's going to be fine. The opening the string, untying the bow of the present. Give me a second. Yeah, it's totally fine. It's in there. It's whole. There's a present of wholeness coming for you. Yeah, a restoration that's coming through. That's what I've got. That feels very complete. Holy cow, that was huge. Huge, huge, huge. But gorgeous, gorgeous energy for you. That's what I got on that. Absolutely gorgeous. And this is the Good Karma Tarot, and the guidebook on this is fantastic. It is a great little deck. Don't underestimate this one. This one is a potent one, and I keep it in my box that has the label Teeth Kickers on it because it resonates so strongly. Really, really good. Very relatable and accurate. I think you know the present. Good. Good. Yeah. Yeah. And allow your mind and your soul to be open, because this whole soul school that you're going to that's starting in September, just allow yourself to be a little bit open to things looking a little bit differently. And it's going to help you quite a bit. But that's what I've got. Les for the year ahead. Okay. And I don't know why it's been so difficult for that, Les, but we're going to the year ahead for Les. Let me get a little water and change these cards around. 1 second. Let me put this down here somewhere. And get a little water, and we'll do Les's year ahead. We're going to go to the Tarot of the Unfolding Path for you. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful deck. It's one that I got, and I thought, let's see. Gorgeous deck. Okay, so Tarot of the Unfolding Path. That's what we got. Okay. For Les. All right, we're going to start with the green. Well, we'll start with the blue. Blue in the middle, and we'll surround with green, then we'll clarify with the others. So, okay. Here we go for Les. Year ahead. Goggles is in the house. Goggles is one of my guides, and he's coming through. There's something about supper. Goggles is in the house, and he usually is coming through and shows me his space. He's very, very druid. He's very old school, different century kind of guide. And he's got this cabin that he sometimes is at with his wife. If you haven't been in on the show before, then you might not know this. But he's sitting down with his wife having stew. And sometimes he does this reference when he needs to slow down and be at hearth and home. Yeah, there's a slow down, be at hearth and home. Savor, again, he comes through with that word a lot. Savor. There's something about savoring the stew and the making of the stew. Enjoy the making of the stew. Savoring it. Whatever is a chore and tedious needs to be rested from, and understand the steps that it takes to create what's going on in this stew is important. All the steps are important for you. Not sure what this is about, but that's what Gox is giving me. Yeah, and he's just like eating the stew and looking at me and giving the wink. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Okay, all right. This feeling trapped. We're going to get one more. And then this page of coins is what's coming through for the center card. And this one, and I want one more. This feeling trapped, the limiting beliefs. You're going to be knocking those down big time. Oh, you're learning lessons of give and take. This is feeling like you're locked into something or stuck somewhere when you're not. Learning the lessons of give and take and learning the gift that you have. It's like you don't quite know what this is. If you were to put your hands in this position, you would feel the energy between. You would feel it, but you don't know what to do with it. This is the gift coming forward. Okay. All right. We're going to take a look and see what's going on. All right. All righty, Roo. We're starting in June. There's no residual May coming in. So, all right. We'll start in June and go forward. Same deck, second deck. June, July. Wow. Cards are already talking real loud. The repeats are already happening. This lesson of give and take. Wow. Pay attention to this. This is charity. This is giving and receiving and not feeling like you always are waiting to be given. It's already there. It's sharing more of the gift that you already have that you don't even know. Sharing. If you share, you get more. Huge. You have so much to offer, so much to give. You don't have to stay forever behind these bars, behind these limiting beliefs. You already have it in hand. Energetically, it's already there. All right. Okay. Sorry. That was exciting. Okay. June, July. Now, hang on. Let's get these down. August. Yeah. Okay. It feels like there's one more in August for you. There's two. August. September. October. November, December, January feels like it's coming in fast, like boom. February wants to be here. Wow, February came out with a 3-pack. Wham. Wow. Okay. 3, February. All right. Then let's look for March. April, May. All right. There we go. Okay. Let's take a look. So this is the deck that we're doing the months around. This was the center, and we're going to clarify with the pink deck. This is the advantage. I love me some tarot. Okay, giving and receiving is something you are learning so good. So good. It's like you are learning now the gifts that you have and the gifts that you share. If you share, you get more. You are learning how to be in the space of abundance and in the present moment. You are learning how to savor the very moment that you're in, and you're learning to sit in that moment really, really well. Learning how blessed you are, not because the world would say this, that, or the other, but it's like really a strong sense of contentment and gratitude that wants to come in this month for you, and that's going to be carrying forward. Like there's nobody else you'd rather be. Nobody else a pack of problems that you want to trade anymore. You've kind of passed this point in life where you can see other people's lives and like, oh, but they have this and they have that. It's like you're learning how to shift gears out of that, and it's very beautiful energy coming through. Huge. All right. July. Emperor energy. You're setting up the kingdom on your own terms. And in July, this is how you set the structure that works for you. It's not because somebody else declares this is the structure, this is how it has to go. It's like if somebody has a certain sleep schedule and they have to work graveyard shift, and that's actually where they do best. Or if somebody sets up, this is how I need to do it, this is my most productive time of day. Or this is the job or the field that I want to work in because it's what makes my heart happy. You're setting up things on your own terms. You're not following the sheep anymore. You're setting it up on your own terms. This is huge. Huge. Very huge. I'm loving this for you. This Emperor energy is you taking control of something, putting it on your own terms is the plainest way I can say it. And that's July. August. Now, August is a little bit of a different story coming in. You're going to feel a little bit of discomfort in August. You're feeling a little bit out in the cold. You've ended a certain way of doing something, and Temperance is coming in. So this is death and rebirth, and then Temperance. There's never birth without birth pains, right? There's labor pains that come in. You set up this terms. You set up what you want in July. You set up how it's going to be. And if you're saying, bye-bye, boss, I'm doing it on my own or whatever, but there is birthing pains that are coming through here. It's almost like this Empress has a hidden emperor, or this Emperor has a hidden Empress backing it. Yeah. The death and the transformation And then the Temperance. This is a big one. These are 2 major arcana cards in 1 month, and it's 3 major arcana within July and August itself. That's huge. It's huge. You're going to learn big lessons, and they're not always comfortable. You got to think very clearly about, this is the metaphor I'm getting, so this is what I'm giving. When somebody is birthing a baby, birthing a new project, a new job, like I'm past the birthing years, but if I'm birthing a new project, there's going to be pains that go with this labor in order to bring this forward. That is to be expected. That is to be honored. That is not to be denied or poo-pooed. If there is pains and you feel like you're on the outside of something, you're not on the outside. You're choosing a different choice. And this is a card where sometimes there's separation. Sometimes there is poverty, illness, and lack with this, but there's also separation. And there's a new choice that needs to be made. In order to get to the 6 of coins, you have to pass through the 5. In order to birth the new thing and have the new thing, if somebody's going to publish a book, they have to spend the time getting writer's block at the keyboard before they can put their baby out in the world, right? This is what it's about. And it is like going to be a little bit tiring. Yeah. August is a tricky and challenging month. Don't lose hope. Don't give up in August. Anything else? Yes, we want a clarifier. Yes, we do. Death and transformation. Death and rebirth. It's the butterfly coming out of the cocoon, right? You have to let that work happen, and nobody can help the butterfly. If you try and help the butterfly out of the cocoon, the goo on its wings doesn't dry and get hard enough, and the butterfly doesn't get strong enough to thrive and survive out in the world. So you have to go through this. It is challenging. Empress energy. What did I say? It was underlying. What did I say? The Empress, the birthing of something. This is what's coming through as the clarifier for this. So know this. The Empress setting up something here. The Empress is actually a lot more potent than the Emperor. She is receptive. She is what brings forward the new life. The new rules, new structure is the framework she might work within. But the Empress, potent, potent, potent. All right. Back down so you can see what's going on. All right. So now we're going into the page. Now we're in September here. Here's this page. Does he look familiar? He should. Duplicate here. This is a big deal. When we get this, this is what I call the Batman card, because you're learning that you're Batman and not Robin. You're learning that you are the main character in your own life. It doesn't mean that you have to have main character energy in the bad way and you're not being narcissistic, but you're learning what matters to you. You're learning that you've got a gift to offer to share. You're learning what you've studied and what you have and how valuable it is. And you're moving forward with this. You've studied something. Now you're ready. The gift is in your hand, ready to move forward. Anything else on this one? Oh, all right. This is one of my favorite cards. This is the Judgment card. Judgment card itself. This rendition I like also. But to thine own self be true. Be true to your gift. Be true to your calling. Be true to what you've studied and true to your heart. You are getting called by your higher self in a big, big way in September. Huge, huge way. Huge. To thine own self be true. When you hear the higher call, it is going to be not just like, oh, I think I should. I think I should. This is like trumpet blaring, radio song that pulls you over to the side of the road. It's going to be that big of a call, and it'll be that resonant. It's because you've been working up to it, working up to it, working up to it. And the universe is like, hello, really shouting loudly to you. Like, yes, I mean you. The universe is calling you loudly, loudly. And yeah, and I'm getting what I'm getting from that. There was a time that I heard a song on the radio, and literally it brought me to tears. I had to pull my car over. I couldn't continue driving. I had to stop and be in that moment to hear. And that's what feels like is coming through in September for you. That is huge, huge. All right, October. October, we have the King of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is the big kahuna, the one that keeps calm and carries on, right? And the roller coaster ride, the up, down, the up, down. There's a little bit of detachment coming through here. There's also in this one, I love that they've got a fish in here. When we see the Page of Cups coming through, he has the stinky fish tea, right? He's got the cup and the fish is in it. And it's like, I didn't want this in my cup of water. Why do I have this fish? Something substantial. It's just flying around like a gift around you. Really, really giftedness coming through. And this is October coming in. This gift, this extra substance in the page, when it comes up there, I call it stinky fish tea because you're going for the water. You get the fish instead. You're getting a meal if you know how to use that fish. You're getting a gift more than the emotion. You're getting something substantial. This is what's coming in. October, big. Now, here we have the Queen of Wands coming in November. This is the territorial queen. This is the one that the party has arrived. Everybody's excited. She's super territorial. She knows what's going on. And she wants absolute, justice absolute is what she wants. She wants what she wants, what she wants. She's insistent. Sometimes, be cautious on this. Sometimes she has her head up her ass a little bit because she gets stubborn. If there's stubbornness without reason, that's when she's out of balance. If there's stubbornness for sacred divine reason, then there's a way to rule in a way that's insistent, that gets what she wants achieved, but it is one where you have to have the boundary clear, the boundary firm. All right, we're going to December now. Queen of Coins. This is the one that knows everything in her pantry. I mean, she knows what to do with what she's got. She knows how to turn like tuna fish casserole into something magnificent that everybody wants her tuna fish casserole recipe. She knows what's in her pantry. She turns the tumbleweed to the Christmas tree. She knows exactly the coins she's got. You've got this lesson of giving and taking. And in December, you know how to share. You know how to be frugal about what you're sharing. You know how to share the right and correct gifts. And you're sharing them in a really, really good way. You're sharing these gifts in a way that your abundance isn't just, oh, giving to the poor or inviting someone over for dinner, but you're amplifying gifts of others. I want to see a little bit more on this. There's a spiritual underlay coming through in December. You are sharing your gifts and amplifying the gifts of those around you with this abundance mindset that you have learned to carry forward, to exemplify the gratitude lesson and exemplifying. There's a bean in the pot. Yes, okay. All right, hang on. All right, my mom has crossed over, and I'm getting imagery of my mom right now. There's always a bean in the pot, is something she used to say. Just a second. Wow, I was surprised. She would always have space at the table for the stranger or for someone else. And sometimes to my annoyance, if I was the one trying to help and cook and, create the stone soup for instead of 10 for 20 or 30 or whatever. But there's always a bean in the pot. Even if there was only a bean in the pot, she would share. And this is in your nature. This is in your essence of who you are. It's really beautiful. Not everybody understands how to share with others, and not everybody is called to do certain things or advocate for the same groups and all of that. You know your calling. You got it so loud in September, and in December you know it, and you share with such grace and abundance that it reminds me of my mother. It's very, very beautiful. The generosity of spirit she learned from my grandmother, who would, when she was out and there was workers in the field, she would take them lemonade or popcorn balls or whatever she was fixing. This abundance that you share and this gifting is more than just like we've already blown through October and November. It's more than just somebody going and serving up Thanksgiving dinner at the shelter. It's more than that. This is part of your essence. It needs to be honored. You will forever be blessed with enough because of this. You will forever be blessed with enough because of this. You will not go without because of this. There is a blessing upon this that is huge. Huge. Anything else on that one? Wow. Yeah. It may not always be ideal, and exactly, a Norman Rockwell painting is what she would probably reference. It may not always be ideal and exactly what you think, but it is there, and it is beautiful and abundant. And yeah, you deliver. This is the Knight of Wands wanting to charge forward, and this is delivery. And this is so like the race where they have the baton race and they do the relay of the baton. This is what it is. You understand how to share your gifts and amplify the gifts of others around you, and you relay this. You deliver. This is huge. All right. Coming back down to the cards. Sorry about that, guys. Now we're into January. 10 of Pentacles. Legacy, breakthrough, wealth, gorgeousness coming through so beautifully here. Family inheritance coming through. This is inherited gifts and generational breakthrough coming through. How do you leave your mark? This is part of it that we just touched on. Huge for you. It's partly how you leave your mark. And this is something you've learned and come to an understanding of of self in a deeper way. All right, we're going to go down to February and see what's going on there. February came out in that 3-pack, remember? February was coming out like boom, 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 boom. Okay, February. We've got the Ace of Wands, the Lovers, and the Chariot. This is a big month, no wonder. This is a new start, family business, a new opportunity. It's a card that's very potent. I call it the card of swing sometimes when I'm being a little bit, more lighthearted, but it is potency. It's something that is coming forward powerfully, powerfully, powerfully for you in February. Then the Lovers. This is sacred contract coming through about the heart's desire going forward. And then the Chariot coming through. This is momentum. This is when you understand the spiritual way that you want to inspire and lead others, whether it's work or family related, doesn't matter. It's coming through in such a way that it is bound to roll forward. When you share, you give more. And this is just overflow. You've got here, sometimes this literally means money, but it feels like you've got overflow coming up. This is February. It's all about the overflow. No, I don't need a clarifier on that. March. March is a little bit tricky. March is a little bit different. You have a little bit of conflict going on, a little bit of competition. It feels like too many cooks in the kitchen. Yeah. Somebody needs to be in charge, and it feels like there's a lot of things pulling your energy in March. Let's see what's going on there. Okay. You need rest. That's all it is. You need some rest. This Four of Swords wants to come through and say, rest, rest, rest. You need to do the self-care. You've been taking care of and attending a lot of people in a way that's beautiful and graceful, but you are going to need rest yourself. Don't forget to take care of yourself throughout this whole year, but particularly once you get into the month of November, December, you're going to be doing a lot for others. Don't forget to put yourself first. Six of Swords, leaving the rough waters for the smooth. This is big, 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 huge, huge. You're going towards more peace, but you need to make the time for yourself to care for yourself in order to do this. This is huge. Now, this is what's coming up in March. In April, we're seeing the King of Coins. This is somebody that backs your play, somebody super, super supportive. You might have all kinds of creativity out the wazoo coming through. And this one says, show me your plan and I'll back your play. And this is something that's built over time because you've practiced it over time. Practice it, practice it, practice it. This is April coming through. And then May, Strength card. You're following the inner nudge more and more and more, not because you're forcing it, but you're following the inner nudge. The lady leads the lion because she says, come on. And the lion's like, okay, we'll do this. What else is going on? Okay, there is something that is going to nudge you and you're not going to want. And this is going to, this is going to require you to check yourself for a minute as far as how you've been in this. In the center lesson of the limiting beliefs, it's an echo of this, a refusal to see, a refusal to want to follow the nudge. It's like when you know that your mom says, hey, you need to do blah, 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 blah. And you know that you have an accountability lesson of a sort. And you're like, yeah, I don't want to clean my room. Or, yeah, I don't want to do that. Or, yeah, it'd be like me saying I want to lose weight, but I'm not willing to do the exercise or give up the cookies. Then the weight loss won't happen, right? It feels like this. The lesson is right there, but there's a refusal to see it. What else do we have going on in May? You will get it eventually. It's not going to be the beginning of May. You're going to probably feel a little bit funky. It feels like after about 15th, 16th of May, the halfway marker of May, then you're going to pick up the sword and move forward with your truth. This is huge for you. Anything else? Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of juggling, a little bit of preparation. This is like, do I have gas or groceries? Where do I put my energetic resources? And your resources seem like they're fine, but it's where do you want to put your time, your energy, and your focus? How do you use your resources best? This is the core strength, the core test, and it brings it back again full circle to this, the give and take and the balance coming through. This is also the card that would be balance. You've got that in the Chariot up in February. You've got the balance in February and also August. Temperance, August. This is the balance lessons. You're learning it throughout. That's what I've got going on for you. That's your year ahead. It's gorgeous. Really, really a beautiful, beautiful year ahead. Don't push yourself too hard. Put yourself first. Take care of what you need to take care of for your own soul's growth and then do, okay? All right, that's what I've got for you. That feels very complete. Holy smokes. That was big. Mostly it's through the arc of the beginning of the next year from September to February that feels like intense. Then it kind of mellows a bit is what it feels like. So that's what I got. All right, and this is the Tarot of the Unfolding Path, and what a gorgeous path it is. It is a good deck, and it really did surprise me. I wasn't expecting to fall in love with this deck so much, but I did, so it's great. You've been with your boyfriend for a while, so it relates, and you feel like it relates to him as well. Yeah, you'll know. You'll know better than I will what's coming through on these cards for you. You always will know. Okay, next is Susan for a year ahead. Okay, 1 second. Let me get some water. We'll do Susan's year ahead. 1 second, Susan. I got to get your deck. Okay. This is Rachel True's True Heart Tarot. And it's a really good one, and I want this one for you. It wasn't on my desk, but I knew right which one it was. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, okay, this is the one. So we are going to get going with this. Okay. Susan for the year ahead. I'm getting the phrase bird on the wing, bird on the wing. I'm not sure what that's about. The bird on the wing, there's something going on. There's something about birds in flight going on. And this is something we can sometimes see birds as messengers, sometimes as messengers of peace and all of this going on. But this is something about bird on the wing. There's something about the way the birds, yes. When the birds are riding the thermals, it doesn't matter if they're seagulls or if they're hawks or eagles, it doesn't matter. When they feel the thermals and they can coast on this, this is the bird on the wing. And this is how you are learning to do this. You're learning to be in a state of flow, move with the thermal, move with the momentum, the flow. Yeah, instead of fighting it. This is huge for you. This is a big, big thing. Okay, Susan, let's see what's going on. You got 2 here. Okay, I want one more. One more. Okay, oh my goodness. Okay, so the 8 of Swords was in the middle of that last section of the year ahead, and it's also in yours. This one, this is a release. You need to learn to release yourself from the limiting thoughts. This is going to challenge you. Off and on, you're going to be challenged to get in the flow. King of Swords. This is logic and thinking in logical terms instead of letting your emotions feel like they're weighing you down too much. It doesn't mean disrespect or dishonor the emotions. It means put them in their proper place as teachers for you, as ways to guide you. But this understanding of how emotions can guide us instead of rule us. Who's driving the bus? Is it you or the emotions? That's what needs to be known. And then this 10 of Wands, letting something else come by doing something smarter. This was the central card. It's putting the burden down. You've carried enough weight for long enough. You're putting the burden down. You've achieved the goal. There's something coming to a definite completion. And the logic of letting go of the limiting beliefs is what's coming through in the center of this year for you. Now let's see what's going on all the way around. Same deck, second deck. Woo! Crisp. I'm getting to go back to the bird on the wing for a minute. Give me just a second. Okay. All right. The bird that I'm seeing is a seagull. And when I get seagulls, I think of Jonathan Livingston Seagull. I think of what's going on. I live near the Salt Lake, and so we'll see seagulls out here. But there's a song from Neil Diamond, and it's called Bee. And it's a really, really potent song. I'm getting that. It's a good reference for you for the whole year. So do your homework on that. Let's get back into there. Okay, June. Birds are important for you this year. It's not just the seagull. It's important, and birds are meant to teach you. You got the Hierophant coming out, and it's going to be squawk from a whole different bird. Yeah, the Hierophant's here. The tradition that you're learning coming through in June. Okay, let me just get these cards laid, please, Spirit. Okay. Okay, all right. Yeah. Pretty clear as far as simple in this, but the clarifiers are probably going to be quite the thing coming up. I can just feel it. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay, I'm going to have to stop for just a minute and go to, I'm telling you, sometimes I just get a little bit harassed from the other side. Okay. We're getting the meadowlark. It says, smile, you'll soon experience wonderful journey of inner discovery. We're getting the meadowlark. This is what I'm getting, and I'm getting to show you more than this bird, show you these colors and these feathers. I don't know what's going on. We're going to get one more from the Feathers Oracle. I don't think I've ever been so interrupted by birds on this in my life. And Flicker says, new rhythms are coming into your life now. You are encouraged to trust and adapt. And again, look at these feathers. They're similar. Be looking for these kind of spotted feathers. All right, we're going to put this to the side for a minute and then see what's going on. Holy moly, those birds are insistent. That's hilarious. You always have birds coming to you. 3 geese just last night. Yeah. The birds are the messengers of the gods, some say. There's a secret language of birds tarot deck that's quite good. It's a little bit more thothy in some of the quartz structure, but nevertheless, if the birds bring you messages or remind you of how the divine is working in your life, pay attention. Pay extra attention. You already do, but pay extra attention. Okay, January, February, March, April. April, 6 of Wands. What's on it? Oh, okay. Birds like crazy. May. And then we're back to June. Okay. All right. Let me flip this down so you can see. Okay. All right. So what we've got here, put these feathers down below, is in June, the Hierophant is teaching you a lesson. January, February, March, April, May. January, February, March, April, May, June. We're missing April. Thank you. I'm like, that does not look right. Okay. This is the lesson coming through. The traditions, the things that you were taught, the things that you need to let go of, and the things that you need to hold closer. There is something in here that you're going to have to choose the beliefs that you want to move and ascend from, the ones that you want to leave behind. Usually this is limiting beliefs, but it might be something that just doesn't hold true for you anymore that you need to move on from. You're getting the card of moving on in July. This is letting go of painful past. Could be things that maybe you believe about yourself. It's not like false beliefs, but things that you have accepted as truths about yourself that are not so. This person learns to delegate. This is August coming in. This is the same card as here, right? This is putting the burden down. You are not just always meant to be the strong one. You are not cursed to be the strong one forever. That is not who you are meant to be or what you're meant to be doing. You're not only meant to carry the burden for somebody else forever and ever. Amen. No, time to put it down, to delegate, to put in the boundary, put in the words that need to be saying no, so you can be very, very strategic about what it is and very, very clear in your communication about what you're saying to move forward to the next stages for you. In August, you are going to definitely be clear on this. You're setting something down, and you've done your time on this. You've paid your dues on this. This is huge for you. I want a clarifier on this. Now, did I deal around? Yeah, I dealt around the circle in the blue. So we're going to go to the clarifiers. You know what? We're going to go to the big clarifiers here in the red. What else do we got? Queen of Swords. Suffer no fools. She puts up with no bullshit whatsoever. Make the cut. The things that you need to have moved on from, be very, very clear that you're not moving back to any of that. And you're not taking on other people's lessons. It's great to help and assist at times, but that is not all you are meant to do. And you're not meant to carry other people's lessons. They're meant to learn them for themselves. This is huge, important for you. This is the lesson that you get in August. In September, the Lovers are coming through, and I'm going to kind of cover the cards up. But the Lovers are coming through. This is big, big, big. This is learning the choice, what is sacred to your heart's desire. It used to be called the Lover card, and it's where you choose your partner or your life path. And it was like you have to make the choice. It's the card of choice. So you're moving on from something, being very accountable, being very clear in boundaries. And in September, a new choice is going to present itself. A soul contract, divine timing choice. What's coming up with that besides that? Because this is something where your heart's desire is finally more clear to you and you need to honor it in September. Huge. Your wish, your desire, what makes you content. This is the wish card. This is emotional fulfillment and contentment. And who do you want to invite in? Who do you want to allow in? Usually we see this and it's somebody that's sitting in front of the table with all the cups ready to host a party, that kind of thing. Very, very much contentment. This choice that you make earlier on is going to give you a huge dividend of clarity and reward going forward. And the choice of how you want to operate is huge for you going forward. Whew, okay. You're going from competition and conflict to clarity about what? The Two of Cups. About what is the perfect partner for you. About what is perfect relationship, equal offering for you. When we see the perfect partners, this is sometimes stronger than the Lover's card, and it's coming in all in that September month. This is where the clarifiers seem to come. You need people that are offering equal. You can't be offering and overcompensating. No, 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 no. If they aren't coming to the table and offering what you're offering equally, they need to be out of your space, out of your time frame, out of your timeline, just out of your energy. You need equal offering. This is what your heart wishes for, is for people to come to the table offering equal, not expecting you to give, and then like you're worked, tired, and worn out. No more of that. No more, no more. Okay. Yes. Yes. There will be somebody, I'm getting chills on this. There will be somebody that is exiting stage right. Somebody you've outgrown is what I'm getting. There is somebody in your life that you will probably see less of. It's not so much of hit the road, Jack, but it is, yeah, your time of doing whatever this pattern was together is done. You have learned the lesson. If they have to stay behind and figure it out, or if they have to figure out what's going on and it takes them a little longer, that's okay. We're not always at the same pace with people learning these lessons, but that's what's coming through in September big. All right. October, King of Wands, taking the lead in a new way, strongly, strongly, strongly inspiring others. This is huge. October, you are meant to have your fire burning again and lead others, inspire others. Go for what it is that you desire. Huge, huge way. Now, this is the King coming in October, and we see in February the Queen coming in. Huge, huge, huge. This is the balancing of the divine masculine and feminine coming in for you. And you've seen it in the Queen and King of Swords. You see it in the King and Queen of Cups coming through very, very strongly. This balancing of the energy of how much to give and how much to receive. Huge for you. Yeah, this is inspire, inspire, inspire. Drive, pushing in a good way towards your own ambition. Huge for you in October. November, Temperance. This is that balancing. This is way overdue, and it's come from a long period of time. There's a balancing, and this is transmuting. This is using the energy that used to get you uptight or anxious or whatever in a different way, creating a new space to create new magic. Transmuting. This is huge. Anything else on that one? There is a protected time. Look for divine inspiration on that time. Whether you call it your angels, your spirit guides, your ancestors, whatever it is, you're going to hear whisperings from the other side. You're going to see things from the other side. You've got the birds all through this, the winged things, This is the other side trying to reach out to you, and you're going to get it in November as well. Yeah. Letting go of this need to defend. Now, I put the Sharpie Couture clothing line on this one. But this one, I loved the way that this was done. Look at how worn, and then standing strong finally after all these battles. Learning to come out of it, standing strong on the other side. Huge, huge, huge. This is the 10 of Wands. You're learning to set it down and stand strong. And what is your guardrails? What is your boundaries? What you've set up for your defense? You're not being defensive. You're just clear. You know what it is that you need to do. You know what it is you need to be, and you're not going to be overwhelmed and worn. You're not anybody's bitch anymore. You're not going to be the go-to, the solver, the fix it anymore. No. You're going to stand strong on your own. Whole. On your own. Huge in November. December. 7 of Swords. No. 2 of Swords. My error. 2 of Swords. Choices that are being made will be as clear as day and night. Equally important, but as clear as day and night. I want some clarifiers on that. I'm going to flip this down so you can see where it's laying. You got the Hierophant here, the lesson here. This is June, this is December, right? June, December. What's the clarifier on here? There's going to be high contrast in the lesson. This is huge high contrast. Usually this is comparing two of the same thing, but this card is bringing out the point to illustrate contrast. It's also bringing out echoes of the Hanged Man. When somebody's in the figure 4 hanging suspension of the Hanged Man, there's been a willing sacrifice. You have willingly chosen to do some of this in the past, but you are choosing the new perspective going forward. And the contrast in you is day and night. Don't let somebody else keep you small. You are ready to be big, to show up for self. It's time to do it. Very much time to do it. Crossing through the threshold. 1111 synchronicity. This is the time. This is the time you're going to make the choice. And this is the choice for growth for you. Moving forward, weddings, graduations, births, celebrations, 1111 energy coming through. Big, big, big. Over here somewhere we were seeing the Two of Cups energy where people bring equal offering. Here, this is where the offering gets even bigger and you're moving through a threshold, opening up a different kind of portal, so to speak. Wow, wow, wow. Your mind is very, very active and different and excited by things. You are sending forward lots of positive energy, inspiring energy, and it's huge, huge, huge. You have the Eight of Wands that is launching, launching, launching. The ambition that starts here, that you know. It's like you know you own the throne now. You know what you're entitled to. You know what you need to reclaim. And that isn't going around entitled in a bad way, but you know what is your birthright, and it's knowing it. It's coming forward in February in the feminine aspect. Huge, huge, huge. It's knowing when you know that you deserve better, you want to do different. All of this coming in big time in December. This is a huge marker of a year for you. It doesn't just mark the end of 2025, but it marks a re-entry into a different atmosphere for 26 for you. It's huge. Justice is coming in January, and justice is coming in right there. Boom, boom, boom. Big, big, big. It's finally the balancing of the scales for you. Finally getting what is, again, birthright is the word that's coming through. What is legally yours? What is yours? What has been yours all along, but perhaps you didn't claim. Perhaps you didn't believe you could claim, or for some reason put off claiming. It is yours, and it is coming through in January. Big time, big time. There is someone that wants what you have, and they will try and take. Watch out. This comes through as clarifier. The devil. This is when you're buying into old toxic bullshit, whether it's a toxic habit, a vice, or toxic people. And it feels like it's coming in, and it's like almost an immature way of seeing something, almost a going back to something that, no, don't go back to it. It feels as though somebody wants to put you back in the box that you played this role before and you need to play this role now. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes when families get together around holiday seasons or whatever, we slip into these old roles of childhood that we were in before. And sometimes that really is hard on some of the family members. And particularly if you've outgrown that role. And it feels kind of like that. Like you've outgrown a role. Somehow you're getting where you're claiming what is yours, and people are trying to stuff you back into this old role. And you're not doing it. Now, the Princess of Cups, this is a Page of Cups. Usually we see the fish coming through on this. It's the Stinky Fish Tea. She goes to the water and she gets a fish. She gets something of more substance. In this card, the fish isn't the focus. The emotion and you going for your own emotional support is what's coming through. This one's also duplicated. Remember what was missing here in April? Yeah. So we're going to look at that. But what this is saying is if you want the scales to balance and be just and be balanced for you, you're going to need to fight for that a little bit in a big way by letting go of whatever was the toxic nonsense. All right? Let that go. All right. That's January. February. This is where the balance is coming. She is so inspiring. She is the fiery. She is the party that enters the room. And there can be people that are sometimes jealous of this one because she is so charismatic. She comes in and everybody's like, who is that? When did she get here? Things finally start getting exciting when she arrives. This is that fiery, huge, exciting energy. People will want to siphon that from you, flip and shift that, redirect. Don't let yourself go back to the space where you were placed small in a way that is sabotaging. No. Let yourself balance your ambition, your ideas, and your appeal. And don't give audience to just anyone. I said that earlier with the Queen of Wands, and it's something that's coming through strong here. You are approachable, but you also know how to do things on terms that are really good. Now, in the old Rider-Waite deck, you see this queen, and she's sitting like a dude. Now, that might sound sexist, but she's not sitting very modest and demure. No, she's sitting like a dude, really ready, really confident, really, really confident. Be in your power here. You've got this coming up in October, and you've got it in February as well. This is a balanced thing that you're doing right now, and it's huge for you. And that's in February. In March, Six of Wands. Victory, victory, victory. And new things coming. The birds that are coming in so strong. This new feathered nest that you've created for yourself, the way that you have created an atmosphere that is distinct to you. This is huge for you. This is victory, 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 and recognition of such. Then we have April, and this is where that Page of Cups comes in. I want a little more clarifier on this because we saw it in January with Mr. the Devil in Cahoots, but I want to see what happens in April because you're getting this little beginner of this lesson here, and you're getting it more here. So let's just take a peek. The fish should be there. You are waiting for the more substantial lesson. What's going on with that? The fish should be there. Something that comes second nature to you is the gift, and it is coming. It's something that you've been doing and doing and doing, and you've been doing it for a while. It's coming second nature. The gift is already there. It's multiple fish coming through. Okay, what I'm getting is if you're seeing this chalice, and imagine you could see it like a clear, transparent fish bowl. It wouldn't just be one fish like, you know, Dr. Seuss, one fish going around, one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. It would be multiple, 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 multiple works of art. Multiple times you've learned the lesson. Multiple times you've given chances and opportunity and created gifts and shared gifts and displayed and shown gifts and continue to do this. This is apprenticeship and mastery, and it's coming through as the aspect of mastery. This is the card, I call it the card of the med student, when they go from learning the book learning and they go intern at the hospital and now they're finally getting their patients. You're in the mastery level of something. This is offering the artist's gift. It's huge, huge, huge. Knowing the fish, knowing the components, knowing how you weave the threads together, knowing how to bring it together. Yeah, sometimes people will have the gift of decorating and they'll bring multiple elements together. They'll put a picture here and some kind of tchotchke blah, blah, blah thing here, little figurine here, clock on the wall here, maybe flowers over there. They bring it all together really, really nice. This is what's going on. This is happening huge in April. A lot of gifts converge. April, May. Clarity, 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 clarity. The truth that you stand in. Far different from feeling defeated or like you got to move on from something painful. There's clarity in who you are. Huge. It's coming through here. It's coming through because you've lifted yourself from here. Huge, huge, huge. What else do you need to know on this? Raise a glass. It's time to celebrate. This is, you've come a long, long way. It's time to celebrate and lift a glass to yourself, and then the teamwork comes in after. You're getting this 3, and it's coming through with 3 of Cups right under it. Now, I don't know if it was literally under it. No, what's on the bottom of the deck is Justice, and what's on the top here? Judgment. These two are coming in. I love these. Justice and Judgment. You had Justice coming in January, right? Right? You can see that's where it is in January. And Judgment. To thine own self be true is the lesson of judgment and a restored wholeness that comes to you. This is sometimes it's called the resurrection card, but it's wholeness. It's answering your higher call. This is why it's celebrated. It's bigger than just the 3 of Cups. This is you celebrating who you are, working as a team, coordinating as a team, and coming together really, really well. Understanding the role that you were meant to play, desire to play, and this role that fits you so much better than one that you thought you were inhabiting before. You've outgrown something. It's a plain and simple thing. And now it's time to ride the thermals. Anything else? Yes, we'll go to the feathers deck one more time. The Dove. Feel and allow a deeper sense of peace to fill you now. And it's the wings of the dove. It's all about learning to be in flow and ride the thermal in a huge, huge way. That's what I've got for you. That is a stunner of a read. And this is Rachel True's True Heart Tarot. Good guidebook on this one. Good guidebook. Love the way she illustrated, or the illustrator on this did the concepts of the art. I mean, gorgeous, gorgeous rendition of this. So that's what I've got for you. It's huge, huge. You're getting your wings. It's like it's time for you to expand and allow yourself flight. That's what I got. That's complete. Holy cow, that was huge. Huge, huge, huge. Oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. You literally got tears for your grandma on that dove. Yeah, the birds come through so strongly for you. So strongly. So that's what's coming through, honey. That's fabulous. All right. Yeah, that was big. Big, big, big. Okay, Kim, is the list clear for now? I think that we are probably through it. If we have more, let me know. But we'll see. Feels like it's been a little while. That was a fabulous reading. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. Okay. So if the list is clear, then I'll probably go get some lunch. If it's not clear, then just let me know who's next and we'll go for it. But I think we're about done. So yeah, and if ever that there's something that glitches out, you can go to see your read on the backup on the YouTube and check it there. It'll be there. I'll upload it when we're done with the show here, and I'll upload it and it should be there. So that's where you can find it. No problem. If the list is clear, then I think we're going to have some lunch. I hope everybody is having a happy day. It should be a good day, and fingers crossed, I'm going to try and get Phil to do a show, and we'll have some fun with that a little bit. Hopefully, I don't know if it's Thursday or Friday. I don't know when it will be. We'll have to, the man needs to rest sometimes too, so we've got to let him rest too. But I hope you guys have a great, great day. Take care, everybody. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you. Mwah. See you guys next time. Bye, guys.